the Space Needle. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I heard there's a glass floor that spins around in here. So let me tell you how this visit started. We parked a few blocks away from the Space Needle. Dad looked for the cheapest parking spot. You can find them when you look. I wonder where the Space Needle is. Oh, there it is! Sneaky Space Needle! Look, the elevator goes up the outside the tower. There's a restaurant in the middle floor, which is 100 feet above the ground. Here we are. Come on, let's do this! We're in the bottom part of the Space Needle. And look down there. There's a model of the Space Needle. Isn't that really cool? And they actually have a real golden elevator. Isn't that pretty cool? They started building the Space Needle in April of 1961. They built it with lots of steel and concrete. They wanted it to stand strong even if there was an earthquake. It took 467 trucks of concrete just for the foundation. Look how deep the foundation goes underground. And after the foundation was done, it was time to build up, up, up. The tower has a steel core, and workers stood on little wood platforms working on the building with no railings on. Scary! Piece by piece, it got taller and taller. It took 74,000 bolts to hold it all together. Before they had the elevators on them, they had to go up in a bucket, and the crane would put them up there. That's so scary. After the tower was built, then they had to build a circle on the top. The workers were the first ones to eat a meal at the top of the Space Needle to celebrate the holidays. It used to have a 40-foot tall gas flame burning at the top. You can see it from all over the city. When the World's Fair opened, so did the Space Needle. It was super futuristic, like so many other things at the fair. People waited for hours just to get up. And that's how it all started. And people are still wanting to go up there today. Just like us. Are you ready for it? I am. Follow me. So we're gonna go on the elevator in a couple minutes. I'm really excited to go on the elevator because I really like tall buildings. I don't know how nervous I'm gonna be, but I hope I'm not nervous at all. The Space Needle is 604 feet tall. Isn't that pretty high? The needle structure weighs 3,700 tons. That's a lot of tons. I weigh about not even close to 1 ton. We're going on the elevator now.
The west elevator, this one goes 10 miles or 16 kilometers per hour, making this a 41-second trip from when we started moving. We're going to pass through the 10-story private event space. Here it comes, and there it goes, called the Skyline Lounge. We're looking out at the Puget Sound western border of the city and an inlet of the Pacific. Meets the open ocean at the Strait of Juan de Fuca at the north end of the Olympic Peninsula on the other side of the water. All the lakes in the opposite directions are freshwater remnants of the glacier that covered the area in the last ice age. Have fun, guys.
We're pretty high up. You can see so much of Seattle from here because it's one of the highest places in Seattle. We're very much as high as those antennas up on that hill. Isn't that pretty high? I can see buildings. I can see like everything. I can even see an ocean. So all this water you're seeing is called Elliott Bay. It's a pretty big body of water. About 50 people are out here right now, so it's nowhere by 163. It's a little bit nerve-wracking out here. I'm sitting on a bench on the Space Needle. It's really hard because we're super high up. I can't really, it's hard for me to sit on it. I'm gonna try to lean back. really want to get to the glass, but this is as far as I can go, sadly. So I really like this because I'm leaning on my daddy, not the glass. It makes me feel a bit better. Yikes, we're really high. So this right here, it's hard because the benches are sliding to the glass, and that's why it made me a bit worried. And it's solely safe, but it gets in my mind. That's why I got a little bit scared. Look at the big spiders painted on top of that building down there. You can take all the selfies, pictures you want. So we came here at 10 o'clock, and there's a lot of people here. It's good to get here a bit earlier, like when we came, because it will get packed by midday. The good thing about it is that the people here are really nice. Look at this big cruise ship. A lot of these buildings you see were built for the 1962's World's Fair. They look a lot different from the buildings that we have now. One of those buildings, of course, was the Space Needle. Look, there's a science center down there. This is downtown Seattle.
Go see the fountains? Alright, let's go.
It's a monorail that rides through the city for the World's Fair in 1962. And then it's like a train that rides on one rail. Isn't that pretty cool? You can see it going through the city. So we went all around the outside and you saw a bunch of Seattle stuff. Is it crazy how tall it is? It's the third tallest tower in the USA. You can even have snacks here in case you're hungry. Look, they have candies, ice creams, they have yummy drinks, water, they have this, like everything they have here. They have food, it's just so delicious. If we're in Seattle, of course they have coffee, which I don't really like, my parents don't really like either. Maybe you like it, but taste buds are different. You have to go downstairs to get to the next floor. This used to be a revolving restaurant. This is a rotating revolving floor. It's glass so you can see right down. I'm really worried. Can you get off now? I was really worried on that. That was one of the scarier things I've done. It's okay because I didn't fall or anything, and millions of people do this every year. Look, there's a motor that makes this thing go around. The rotating floor goes around 1 time per hour. Daddy said it's super thick glass, so that's why it's super safe. It's stronger than steel. Look at that building down there. It's called Sky. That's one of my middle names. Put these metal things because, just in case, because of glass. Because some people are nervous like me, so that's why they put these metal things up. There's a car ferry. People have to take car ferries all over because there is a bunch of water areas in Seattle. There's a football sitting over there, there's a baseball sitting over there, and I even see a Ferris wheel. Look, more tall buildings over in the distance. So I'm going to walk over here on the metal part. Well, that feels way better to be back on the carpet. These elevators can carry 25 people and up to 4,500 pounds. There are 3 elevators, and the fastest 2 go 10 miles an hour straight up. I love how the elevators look. Let's go back upstairs. This one I can lean on. I feel way more comfortable there. I just can't get over the views from here. There was a man cleaning the top of that building. How will you like that job? At least he's not cleaning the top of the Space Needle because that'd be 100 times worse. Imagine just hanging from the side, washing windows. No gracias. Look at the shape of this elevator door. Look how it's all slanted. Isn't that pretty cool? It's so unusual that these elevator doors open at an angle. We're going to use these elevators to go back downstairs. Back down here again. Hey, I want to show you something. Imagine eating here at the restaurant called The Loop as it slowly turns around. So there's not a restaurant here anymore, but it's like a lounge where people can talk and have drinks. I'd only have sodas though, of course, especially my favorite drink called Strawberry Fanta. I even wonder if they have that here. Look, I can make this thing go faster, and then I can make this thing go slower. Isn't that pretty cool? Just pretending. Oh. Time to go.
Are you standing on the mat?
Not looking at the sky.
And enjoy the view on your way down. That big white building with the arches, that is called the Pacific Science Center. The Pacific Science Center was also built for the World's Fair. If you look over to your right-hand side, that newly remodeled arena there is called the Climate Pledge Arena. And that is also the home of our professional NHL hockey team. And their name is the Kraken. If you look directly down in front of you here, that building there is called the Chihuly Garden and Glass. And once again, be safe and enjoy the rest of your day.
This place is called the Space Base because it's the bottom of the Space Needle. I got to show this to my mom. This is the Mold-O-Matic from 1962. It's really old. The machine right here can make a wax Space Needle in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna do it, and you have to pay $5. Here, you have to push the cash in here. This metal mold is filled up with super hot colored wax. This looks pretty fun. This looks pretty fun. This is pretty cool. I'm just gonna wait for it to cool down for a minute. Look how cool it is! Wow! Is it crazy how it made it? So can I ask you a couple questions?
Yes, absolutely.
So how does the machine make this wax?
Well, the wax is actually fed into the machine as like pellets, and then it melts the wax down and puts it into a mold that presses it together into that shape. I know it's not a terribly exciting answer, but that's how it works.
Oh, that's really cool. And then the top of the Space Needle, how did they make? Do you know how they made it spin?
Yeah, that's actually a little tricky, but so the whole thing doesn't spin, just the floor of the lower part of it, right? So you've basically got an outer ring that sits on rails and has a motor that spins it in a circle. But the whole thing doesn't spin, like where the elevators are doesn't spin, the windows don't spin, the roof doesn't spin, just the actual section of floor.
So how thick is the glass, you think? Because it was super sturdy?
I don't know how thick it is, like how many inches, but it is 17 different layers of glass.
Oh!
The very top one is designed to take damage, and we have to like switch that out every 6 months just because like people drop stuff on it, it'll put little cracks in it, and we don't want people to freak out, so we replace it. But that's what it's designed to do. And it can hold, let's see, I believe it is 20,000 pounds per square foot.
What?
Yeah, so if we could get an elephant to stand on it, it would hold it just fine.
Yeah, I was a bit worried up there.
No, actually, and this is kind of funny, but it's actually the glass is stronger than the regular floor. I mean, the regular floor is plenty strong, don't get me wrong, but the glass is stronger than the regular floor.
That's really crazy. Well, thank you so much.
Of course, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Eric.
All right, see you later.
Bye, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Here's one of the lights they used to make it light up at night. Wow, so tall. It's been one of my lifelong dreams to come here. I'm so happy I came. The Space Needle is so awesome. I hope you visit it sometime. You'll be so glad you did. Bye, next time on Easton. See you at. Yep, don't think I didn't see the 3 Teslas.